Hello, welcome back to another security news episode. So, today is Valentine Day special. Where to start with? Romantic scam. Here we go. So, what happens here is people in Nigeria or something are calling up other people and getting them in fake romantic relationship, and these relationship last for months or even almost for a year. Then later on, the scammers calls on his or her romantic partner and say that they are in fake financial troubles. Well, they do not say it's fake, they say they are in financial troubles which are fake, and asking them to transfer money over. So once the transfer is done, uh, probably they say tata bye bye to their loved ones, to their fake loved ones to be precise, right? So there's a movie in Tamil called Ade Kangal which tries to do the same thing, and the disturbing part is that they tried doing this against disabled people, people who are divorced, or people who are mostly deemed to be single. I do not know why this link claims farmer to be single, but that's how this link claims. On to the next story, which is with respect to Intel Software Guard extension, SGX. What this particular section does is it's a specialized hardware section inside a CPU which is used for extremely sensitive details like encryption keys or passwords or some user data, right? But what they have found is this particular region could be abused to hide some malicious code. So this code can be super hard to find, so hence the term super malware could be harbored in there. And up until now, the code over there could sort of be recognized only via a side channel attack, but now they found a way of hiding malicious code in that particular place. So more on that particular story in the link given below. Wow, do you want 15 years behind bars? Then all you have to do is click on a link for terrorist propaganda and be there in UK. So there's a bill in UK which got recently passed called as Counter-Terrorism and Border Security Bill, which claims that even if you were to visit the site just once, it could fetch you a maximum penalty of 15 years in jail. Man, I'm not going for jail, man. I'm not clicking on any links. The fact which is not very clear to me is that if I was tricked into clicking on a particular link, would I still become a victim or not? That particular part is still not clear. So previously there was something like a 3 times clicking on a particular link or 4 times clicking on the link before they consider me to be part of the terrorist group or a person who favors the terrorist group. But now they have brought it down to a single attempt as per this particular bill. So be sure on what you're clicking. So the next story is about a new bug in macOS Mojave. What this bug allows a malicious app to do is it will allow it to give it access to this particular location of tilde library Safari. What this particular location holds is Safari browsing history. So up until now, only Finder had access to this particular location as well as Safari, but now the malicious app could abuse this bug to get access over there and get your Safari browsing history. Next one is a bit serious issue wherein Siemens is warning about critical remote code executions in industrial control system. What this means is that these industrial control systems are the computers which hold together the energy systems for utility companies and also maintain the smart grid network, right? If these systems are vulnerable, these could be taken over, and we could inject remote code into that particular system. So the process which is affected is SkyCam 230 processor, and there are 16 CVEs which got released, out of which these two CVEs are the most vulnerable. So the first CVE 2018 3991 has a CVSS score of 10, and it's open on TCP port 22347. So if you cannot patch it right away, at least block this particular port from being accessed over the internet. Apart from that, I highly urge that if you own one of these systems, you go ahead and patch up for Vibuki DRM updates. On to the next news, which is Bank of Valletta is in shutdown mode. Why did they go into shutdown mode? Is because they found around 13 million euros was attempted to be stolen from their bank. Once they detected this, they pulled out the internet cable for the particular bank, and the bank is almost like inoperable right now, from what I know, because if you're not connected to internet these days, I do not know the amount of transactions which you can ideally do. Is it going to cost them more than $13 million, 13 euros, 13 million euros to, or is it going to cost them more than 13 million euros just because they are in shutdown mode? I wouldn't know. So and the places where the 13 million euros was attempted to be transferred to are in UK, US, Czech Republic, and Hong Kong. This one is interesting. Gone are the days wherein the hacker tried targeting just individual users. Now they have started attacking the big fish, which is the MSP. So what MSP usually does is they take over companies in lease terms and try to manage the computers and systems for them. So the MSPs use a particular tool called RMM, which is Remote Monitoring Management Tool. And this particular MSP, probably in US, they did not name the MSP.
It's 23 hours.
Tried using a vulnerable RMM, which is called as ConnectWise Manage IT Sync integration through 2017 for Cassia VSA. So this was vulnerable to a remote code execution as per this particular CVE. So the attacker knew this. They tried gaining access to that particular MSP, and they started installing Grand Crab ransomware to each and every endpoint under the MSP control. Now all their client cannot boot up, so is the MSP. So the future for the MSP looks bleak if this were to be the case. The last one is about a new tool called JustSniffer, which got released. What this tool is capable of doing is it can sniff and extract files from network captures like HTTP and SMTP. It can also rebuild TCP flows from several different protocols like HTTP, SMTP, SIP, and LDAP. It can also do password sniffing. More about that particular tool is given in the link below. So that is it for today's security news. Thanks a lot for watching this news. Bye bye.